Hey, 5th graders, Mr. Kirchhoff here with your last video in your reading module. Hopefully you're progressing nicely through our DLD here. So with this video, this is going to be very short and to the point, and it's going to help you hopefully get through your next activity. What we're going to focus on right now is context clues. Now, what I've done here is I've pulled just a small excerpt from the article that we've been working with about the famous YouTuber Ryan. And this is a different version of that text, a little bit higher level, because I want us to practice a particular skill of figuring out meaning of unknown words through context clues. Now, if you look at this passage right here, so it shows me the subheading of, pull up pen tool right here, we've got NBA player does a science experiment. And in this first paragraph, it says, in June, TubeFilter ranked Ryan's Toys Review as the most viewed YouTube channel in the United States for the 40th week in a row. That's quite a winning streak right there, if you ask me. In September, Ryan welcomed a special guest. The NBA player Kevin Durant was featured in one of Ryan's videos. He performed a science experiment. Now, as you can see, I've highlighted the word featured here in green. If you can't see it right here, featured right there. Okay, I've highlighted the word featured. That's the word I want to focus on. Now, I feel like I have a general idea of how they're using the word featured, but let's utilize our tools that we can pull out as far as using context clues to figure out the true meaning of the word. Why is it that the author is using the word featured versus maybe a different word? And we're going to examine that right here. Now, first, as you can see, I've got 3 different boxes on this video here that are representing different clues that I have found to relate to the meaning of this word. And we're going to just go through them one by one. So the first clue that I maybe uncovered with was the word performed. And if you see, I can find that the word performed appears right here. I'm going to draw an arrow, maybe circle it right there. Perform pulls up right there. So Kevin Durant, NBA player, when I see that phrase, NBA player Kevin Durant means he's a professional athlete, he's probably very famous, a recognizable public figure. Not a very good one if you're asking a Cavs fan like me, but whatever, that's beside the point. So, but since he is a professional basketball player, he is a performer. He is someone that's going to perform on that stage, on that athletic stage, or on TV, and in this case he's performing on this YouTube video. So Kevin Durant was featured in one of Ryan's videos. He performed a science experiment. Now, performed, and that's what he did. He completed the task of a science experiment, but I still feel like that can help us say a few things about what Kevin Durant being featured in Ryan's video. Another clue that I'm interested in is this one down here, special guest. So if we come over here, didn't want to do that. The word special guest pops up. I'm typing all sorts of things. The word special guest we see shows up right there. Ryan welcomed a special guest, which was NBA player Kevin Durant. So I get that featured probably has something to do with Kevin Durant being on Ryan's show. He was the guest. He performed something on Ryan's show. But I want to know why they use the word featured. What is it that featured means? Why was that the word choice? And then the last clue that I'm going to pull aside here, recognizing that they're making a show. Sometimes our context clues aren't necessarily the words in the article that we're reading. Sometimes it's just the context of the situation. And we recognize from the beginning of this article all the way to the end is that Ryan the YouTuber made a show that became very, very popular and very successful for him. So he's making a show, and when someone's making a show, making a performance, they're more likely to use certain words. They're likely to use certain words like perform and maybe, a special guest. Maybe you watch a TV show that has special guest visitors come aboard. So with the word featured, it's making me feel like that's a word choice the author specifically used for someone like Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant is a performer, is someone that would be considered a special guest. He's not just an ordinary person. And Kevin Durant is a part of shows on a regular basis. You know, a basketball sporting event is essentially a TV show for a viewer to enjoy. So we use the word featured to, it's spotlighting Kevin Durant. It's putting a spotlight on Kevin Durant, like he's an important figure on this show. It's meaningful for him to come on the video versus Ryan's mom and dad, which, hey, I'm sure that would be interesting too, but I don't know if we would use the word, and this week that Ryan's video will feature mom or dad. That just doesn't come across the same as maybe featuring Kevin Durant. You would maybe more likely say a word such as, I don't know, how about the word back? Again, if you read through this, and we read through different videos, or different articles, you have a tendency when you come across a word that you don't exactly know the meaning of, or you just assume you have a general idea of what it means, maybe we're, limiting ourselves to the understanding of the text here, understanding what the word means, and understanding why the author put the word there. So don't get lazy on me. We need to use those tools, those context clues, tools that we have in our utility belt there, our reading utility belt. I'm thinking Batman right here. And using those to help us decode words that we don't know exactly the true meaning. Again, when I read this, I figured I knew kind of what featured meant, maybe. But now, after I've looked through the clues such as performed, special guest, making the show, understanding who Kevin Durant is, which is a terrible basketball player. Just kidding. That's bitter. Sour grapes. Anyway, by recognizing all those different clues, I was able to come to a true understanding of not only what the word featured means, but why the author chose that word. Now, when you go to the next page in your module, you're going to come across a few new words that might be challenging for you yourself. You're going to read these words in a sentence, and I want you to use the context clues that are available in the sentence to try to figure out what the word means, and I want you to share with us what clues you used to help you figure out the meaning of the word. Good luck, and keep working hard. I'm just going to write it right here. Maybe appearing on this week's show would have been mom or dad.